All right, today we're diving deep into the spiritual foundation of Buddhism. And it all starts with recognizing an opportunity so incredibly rare it's almost impossible to wrap your head around.
So get this image comes directly from the Buddha, and it's not just some pretty poetry. It's a metaphor designed to be a wake-up call, to really make us feel the staggering improbability and the immense value of just being here right now. This one idea sets the stage for everything else. Which, of course, leads to the big question. From a Buddhist viewpoint, what's so special about a human life? Why all this talk about how rare it is? Let's break that down.
So that whole sea turtle thing isn't an exaggeration, it's a core concept. In Buddhist thought, there's this vast unending cycle of birth, death, and rebirth called samsara. And within that almost infinite cycle, being born human is like winning a cosmic lottery.
But, and this is a really crucial point, this rare birth isn't a victory lap. It's not a guarantee of anything. It's an opportunity. It means you have the perfect conditions to work towards spiritual freedom, a precious chance that really comes with a huge responsibility, not to let it slip by.
So an opportunity for what exactly? Well, it's an opportunity to solve a problem that Buddhism says is at the very heart of our existence. And that problem has a name: dukkha.
You know, we often hear dukkha translated as suffering, but that doesn't really do it justice. It's more like this subtle, constant background noise of dissatisfaction. It's that feeling that things are just not quite right, the stress of wanting things to be permanent when they're not, and the unease that comes from trying to hold on to moments that are always passing.
And this is just brilliant, because it shows us exactly where that dissatisfaction comes from. It's not mainly about what's happening to us on the outside. It's about our own minds. It's our craving, our getting attached to the good stuff and pushing away the bad, and fundamentally, just not seeing things as they really are. And that means the problem and the solution is all internal.
Okay, so if we all have this problem of dukkha, why is a human life the best place to solve it? This is where this really cool idea of the human midpoint comes in. In the Buddhist view of the cosmos, our world is the perfect sweet spot for making spiritual progress.
Just look at the contrast here. You have gods or beings in these heavenly realms who are just so wrapped up in pleasure and bliss that they don't even notice the background hum of dissatisfaction. They've got zero motivation to look for a way out. Then on the other extreme, you have animals who are so driven by raw instinct and the constant fight for survival that they just don't have the mental space for deep reflection.
But us humans, we're right in the middle. We experience enough pain and frustration to know something's off and we want to fix it. But we also have the intelligence and self-awareness to actually investigate why we feel that way and do something about it. That's what makes this life so incredibly precious.
And thankfully, Buddhism doesn't just diagnose the problem and leave you hanging. It offers a very clear, practical prescription. It's a step-by-step guide for ending dukkha, and it's called the Noble Eightfold Path. Now, these 8 steps are usually grouped into 3 core trainings that all build on each other. It all starts with ethical conduct, because let's be real, you can't calm your mind if it's agitated by guilt. That leads to mental cultivation, where you actually train the mind to be focused and stable, and all of that lays the groundwork for wisdom, which is the direct insight that actually sets you free.
And you can see right here how it all fits together. The wisdom part is about your perspective and your motivation. Ethical conduct covers how you show up in the world, what you say, what you do, how you make a living. And mental cultivation is all that inner work of training your attention and concentration.
And it's so important to get this. This isn't a list of commandments you have to blindly obey. It's a totally integrated system for retraining your own mind. Each part strengthens all the others, creating this positive feedback loop that slowly but surely untangles the habits that cause us so much stress.
So where does this path actually lead? What's the end game of all this effort? It leads to a state known as nirvana.
The word nirvana literally means to extinguish or to blow out, like a flame. So the question is, what's being extinguished? It's not you. It's the fires of craving, clinging, and ignorance, the very things that cause dukkha in the first place. When those fires go out, the suffering they create simply stops.
So the way this liberation works is actually profound, but also very simple. It's about letting go. When your insight gets so deep that the mind just stops clinging to ideas, to feelings, even to a fixed idea of me, then the fuel for that whole cycle of rebirth is just gone. You're free.
And this brings everything back home to the most powerful point of all. This potential for freedom isn't some far-off, distant dream. The ability to wake up, to see clearly, and to let go is already built into the human mind. It's here, in this life, right now. The opportunity is already ours.
So we end right where we started, with that blind sea turtle coming up for air once a century and finding that one single yolk in a vast empty ocean. That's this life. That's the opportunity in front of us. So the question the Buddhist path leaves each of us with is a really personal one. This rare, precious chance is here. It's now. How are you going to use it?